it is Nija. Welcome back to my channel. So this is my spirituality channel, Celestial Mind, and on my main channel I told you guys I was going to make a video talking about how I use my shamalama ding dong, or how I used magic and manifestation to manifest this new job opportunity to myself. I'm not gonna gatekeep. I'm gonna share with you guys exactly how I did it. I just want to give the disclaimer, whenever I talk about like magic or manifestation or anything like that, a lot of people will get a little bit triggered. So if this is not for you, I need you to exit off the video. If you don't like that kind of stuff, if you don't like these types of topics, anything like that, go ahead and exit out the video. I'm giving you an opportunity because we are going to be talking about magic and manifestation in this video of how I manifested my new job, okay? Have to give the disclaimer because a lot of people like to be like, you can't do that. You shouldn't do that. I'm just like, guys, you know, if it works for you, great. And if it doesn't, go mind your business. It's okay, right? It's just like when I'm on my channel and I pull out like a tarot deck or anything like that, and people will be like, don't do that. It's the devil. It's just like, you know, if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. And that's so funny. Crossing over. Okay. Anyway. So today I'm talking about how I manifested my new job. If you're somebody who is trying to manifest a job opportunity, if you're somebody who's trying to manifest more money, I think this video will be helpful to you. I'm not going to gatekeep. I'm going to tell you guys how I use magic to manifest this new job opportunity. Okay? Okay. So in my video on my main channel, I set the stage. So I'm going to do that a little bit here. If it's a little bit redundant, I'm sorry. I have been a social media person. I've been working on creating my brand, Nija Sim. For those of you guys who don't know, my main channel is Nija Sim. I've been making videos up there for at least 9 to 10 years now. It's been a very long time. But long story short, after a little while, I started to feel very stagnant in my brand and in my business. And I started to feel like I wanted more stability and consistency with my income. Now, I do not enjoy having a job. I don't enjoy working. I just, you know, I just don't desire that. I don't desire, you know, doing the regular work thing. And so I for a long time had strayed away from work. I'm like, I don't want to work. I don't want to do that. I don't want to exchange my happiness for money. I just don't want to do that. So I'm going to figure it out some other way. But then, you know, I was like, okay, well, maybe if I'm choosing the right type of work that is fun for me, maybe I'd be able to do something like that, right? Okay, so long story short, I was like, okay, well, maybe because I already know how to do photography, videography, I'm already on social media, running my own social media platforms, maybe I could go for a job that is in the world of social media. It'll be fun, it'll be creative, blah, blah, blah. So that's what I did. I went on the internet and I typed in, you know, social media jobs or marketing jobs for social media or whatever, right? So I found a job description up there, and it was for this place that I really love going to in town. Okay, I'm always in this side of town. I love going to this side of town. For the longest time, I used to tell myself, I'm gonna live there one day at this side of town. I'm gonna I'm going to live there one day. I'm gonna have my dream apartment in this side of town, right? So this was before this job interview ever came into my life. So I had been manifesting this position before I even knew it was available. Why? Because again, I told myself I want to live in this side of town. So I started doing random things like walking my dog in the park in this side of town. I enrolled my dog in daycare in this side of town, like in the city where I wanted to live at. I started going to the grocery store in this side of town. I just like started to just act as if I already lived in this side of town, okay? So this is a major key if you're trying to manifest anything into your life, but specifically a particular job or particular position. You need to put yourself in the places that you want to be. So there's no difference between, you know, now and then, okay? This is how you quantum leap into the timeline. If you are not doing the things that version of you would be doing on that timeline, there is a gap. But when you start to do the things now that version of yourself does on that timeline, you are closing the gap, meaning that you are merging the timeline, okay? So if your reality where you are is here and where you want to be is here, you have to start mimicking this reality into this reality to start merging the timelines. So that's exactly what I did. I started walking my dog in the city in this side of town. I enrolled her in doggy daycare. I go to the grocery store over there. I go to the restaurant over there consistently. I love the restaurants in this side of town. I'm like, okay, I'm going for it. I'm always going to the restaurants over here. I'm making friends in this side of town. People are like waving at me like I live here now. I'm like, hey, how are you, friend? Like, yes, I live here. Okay. And so I do photo shoots in this side of town. Like, I'm constantly taking pictures in this side of town. Like, I'm here for it. I'm dedicated. I'm right before the job even presented itself. Okay, you guys, are you listening to me? Okay. So anything that it is that you want, so you have to start positioning yourself there now before you even get there. It's just law. Don't ask me why. It just is what it is. Okay, so that's exactly what I had been doing. Now, fast forward back to the day where I applied for this position. I saw the job listing and it said now hiring social media marketing manager. We're looking for somebody to manage the social media at this restaurant. I love this restaurant. I go there all the time. I shoot content by myself for my own personal brands when I go to this restaurant. I just love it so much. Again, it's in that side of town that I love. Like, I just like, oh my God, this is incredible. I can't believe they're looking for somebody in social media. I do social media. I'm going to apply for this position. So I did, right? And long story short, they emailed me back, right? And so, I went to my job interview. I rocked the job interview. And by the end of the job interview, the guy who's interviewing me is like, okay, I'm going to write you an offer letter. I think this is going to work. Let's see how it goes. I was stoked. Okay. So this is not the magic aspect yet. This is like, so there was a little bit of magic, if you will. You never know how the things that you're doing are preparing you for where you want to go and where you want to be. So in my mind, I think I'm just, I love this side of town so much, so I'm going to do a photo shoot here. I love this side of town so much, so I'm going to the restaurants over here. I love this side of town so much, so I'm going to go to the coffee shop and work on my laptop here, right? Like, I'm doing these things subconsciously and not even realizing what I am doing. I am manifesting this perfect job, this perfect position for me before I even knew it existed. Okay, fast forward. I didn't get the job yet, right? He says he's going to write me an offer letter. I'm like, yay, I can't wait. I'm so excited to work for this company. So the next, I don't remember if it's a day or two later, he writes me an offer letter, right? So essentially I got the job. But then I saw the pay on the contract and I was like, I think I deserve more than this, okay? So this, again, goes with manifestation, because some people would be so happy to receive an opportunity that they'll just jump on any opportunity, not thinking about, okay, well, what are my financial needs, right? Like, what are my financial needs and what are my financial goals? Because, we're not going to work just for fun. We are trying to financially sustain ourselves, right? So I got back the offer letter, and in my head, I'm like, okay, this amount doesn't seem like as much as I feel like I'm worth. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to write a negotiation counter offer and we'll see what we can do. Right? And so I write back and I say, I'm so grateful to accept this position. I'm so excited, but I would like to negotiate my pay. Here are all the things that I'm going to be bringing to this position. Is there any way we can, talk about a pay increase, right? I send off my letter. I even I'm like, okay, so-and-so, read this and let me know. Does it sound good? Does it sound right? So-and-so, read this. Does it sound good? Does it sound right? Now, this isn't necessary. You don't need to ask other people if they agree with what you're doing. When you're truly confident about something, you don't really ask for permission. You just do it, right? And so that was one thing where it's like my energy must have been a little bit shaky when I was asking for the money that I wanted, because when your energy is not shaky, you'll notice you'll just go for it. You don't have to consult with other people on whether or not you're doing the right thing. And if I had consulted with certain people, they might have said, oh, just accept the job. You can ask for a pay raise in the future. So you have to really be careful when you are trying to manifest and attract something into your life, that you only consult people who are going to help hold the highest possible timeline for you. Only associate with people who are going to speak life into the situation and not say, oh, well, you probably didn't get it, or oh, well, you probably shouldn't ask for that, or oh, stay away from naysayers when you're trying to manifest anything. New job, new house, new opportunity, anything like that. Stay away from the naysayers, right? So anyway, I had a really good friend and my sister who were holding space for me as I wrote up this letter and I sent it in. I didn't hear anything back, and I started to get and feel really anxious. I'm like, oh no, are they going to pull the offer off the table because I asked for more money? Are they going to, say, are they doing other job interviews with other people because I asked for more money and now they don't even want me anymore? My mind really started like, oh no, like, am I going to get this? Am I not going to get this? Like, do they not want me anymore because I asked for more money? Don't do that. You need to stand firm in your desires and have confidence in your desires. Go onto my main channel, Naija Sim, on YouTube, and look up the video, Have Confidence in Your Desires. And there is where I talk about how to have confidence in your desires and why it is so important that you have confidence in your desires, because God wants for you what you want for you. So if you want a pay raise, a pay increase, a better job, another opportunity to make money, God wants that for you too. The universe wants that for you too. Source wants that for you too. So you can't second guess it when your heart or when your spirit is saying, ask for more. You deserve more. Don't be afraid to do what you are called to do. So in that instance, I was like being called to ask for more. Okay, long story short, I started to panic. I'm like, oh no, are they going to give me what I asked for? Blah, blah, blah. And so this is where the magic aspect comes into play, which is why I'm assuming you guys tapped into this video. So I'm going to share with you guys what I did to hold the frequency of what I desired, held it up high, and really focus my intention on what I wanted. So after I sent off this negotiation letter negotiating my pay for this new job, I didn't hear anything back right away. And again, I started to go crazy. Like I started to be like, oh no, am I not going to get it? Blah, blah, blah. So my guide said, well, why don't you make yourself a candle? Why don't you make a candle that is going to help you hold the frequency and vibration of what it is that you desire? So that's exactly what I did. I got myself a candle, and this is the candle glass jar that I use. It was a 7-day candle, and it was a green candle. So I suggest if you are, on the same journey, or you're trying to manifest a job or opportunity, get yourself a green candle. This is a 7-day candle. There's like a little bit of green left in the jar, but the candle burned all the way down completely. So what I did was I got myself a candle and I wrote a petition. Petitions are huge. You guys, write a petition if you're trying to manifest something big into your life, or even if you're trying to manifest something small. So I wrote myself a petition. And this is, I wrote this letter, and I have the address of the company up here, so I'm going to try and cover it. But this is the letter that I wrote. So this is, if you're into magic manifestation, take my advice. Get an envelope, a blank envelope, and I want you to write on the envelope the address of the place that you want to work. If you know the address of the place that you want to work, and if you don't know the address of the place that you want to work, do what I was doing. Like, if you know what side of town you want to work in, what city you want to work in, write that on the envelope. Okay, so where it's like who is the letter addressed to, write down the information of where this petition is going. So if the address was 555 Hire Me Lane, or 555 You Got the Job Lane, whatever the address is, write it on the letter. You also want to write on the letter who who is the hiring person who's going to be hiring you, or who is the interviewer or anything like that. If you have that information. If you don't have that information, again, write who you want to hire you. Is it a company? Is it a business? Is it a brand, right? Write it on the letter or on the envelope, right? If you have the phone number of the person or of the business or the company, the establishment of who you want to hire you, write that on the envelope, okay? Now let's go to the petition. When you open up the letter, and I'm not going to open it because it's already been sealed, but it worked for me, so obviously this works. But again, I want you guys to know this. Whatever is for you is for you. So one could argue you don't even have to do all this, because what has your name on it has your name on it. But if you struggle with holding the energy and vibration of getting what you desire, sometimes, and this is what magic is the physical representation of the energetic movement that is happening, okay? So we're using physical materials like candles, like writing petitions to attract our desires, but the truth is you're able to do all of this without using physical materials, okay? So I just want you to keep that in mind. So anyway, I want you to write a petition. So on the petition, just get a piece of paper and act as if you are accepting the position. So this is what I did. I wrote, "Dear blah, blah, blah." I wrote the name of the person who interviewed me and who sent me the offer letter, but I wanted to negotiate my rate. So I said in the letter, "I am so grateful and excited to be working for this company. I know I'm going to be a huge asset to the team. I'm grateful that everyone sees my value and sees my worth. I love working here." I acted as if it's been like a month in the future and I've already been working here for about a month. And I said, "I'm so grateful you hired me. I love this job. I love this position. I love my pay rate. I love all the benefits that have come with, blah, blah, blah." Like I'm just writing all of this out, acting as if it's already happened. Then I fold up my petition. I fold it towards me. So I'll probably fold it like 3 times towards me, right? So I found some green string, like green twine, green string, and I tied up my little petition. And you guys, again, this is magic. So if you're not into this, like do what you feel called to do. But this is just anytime I'm doing magic work or spell work or anything like that, my guides want me to use a little bit of my DNA. So in this instance, I used a lock of my hair. So I pulled a little bit of my hair out. I twined it up with the green rope that I used, and I used it to tie my petition shut. Okay, so yeah, my hair and the green twine was around this position. I took the petition. Make sure that at the bottom of the petition, you sign the petition with your name. And I also always sign with my date of birth and my time of birth, because this is your exact energetic signature of when you entered the world. So if you know the time of your birth, write it on your petition. But I always sign my petition no matter what. I always sign my petition. I put it in the envelope. I sealed it up. And I put my candle right on top. Okay? Anytime that I felt like shaky or like, oh, I wish they would call me back. Why aren't they calling me back? Blah, 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 blah. Then I wrote another petition. Every time I got shaky or like, are they going to hire me? Do they want me? Blah, blah, blah. I would write myself a petition and I would just add it to the candle every time. So this is like you sending your prayers up to God, up to the universe, right? Instead of like talking to your family, your friends about like, do you think they're going to call me? Do you think they're going to do this? Do you think they're going to do that? Don't do that. To keep your energy, your frequency, your vibration as high as possible, go straight to God with it. Go straight to God. Go straight to the universe, right? If you need to, go to your journal to yourself. And I did this, right? It was like a long weekend. He didn't get back to me for like 3 or 4 days. And I was really like, oh my God, he's going to hire somebody else. Like maybe I should have just accepted the pay that he gave me. No, come to find out, he was just out of town for the weekend and he was going to give me what I wanted, right? But again, in my head, I was like, oh my God, if he doesn't get back to me by 12 p.m. on this day, I'm just going to message him back and say, you know what? Forget the pay increase. I'll take it. I'll accept it. But you guys, if you know anything about the art of negotiation, whoever responds first loses. Okay, I don't know if you knew this. Okay, this is like a 48 laws of power tactic. I don't know. But yeah, when it comes to negotiation, like if you're on the phone trying to negotiate with somebody, or you're like emailing them trying to negotiate with them, whenever you put out what you desire or what your request is, zip it. Don't say anything, right? Whoever responds first loses in the sense that whoever responds first is likely going to acquiesce and give the other person what they wanted. So that's just a side note. But yeah, every time I would be like, oh my God, I wish you would message me, I would write a petition. So I think that I can read this one to you because it's not super personal. But one night I was just like, oh my God, like, what is going on? Why haven't I heard anything back? So I wrote this petition and put it under the candle. And this petition says, I attract the right opportunity to me, and I will say yes when it arrives. All things will work out for my highest and greatest good. I will be financially compensated well. Ashe. And then I signed my name, and then I wrote my birth time and birth date. Okay, and that is just what you do. Anytime that you feel shaky about your manifestation, put it under the candle. And you guys, keep in mind, I used a green candle because green represents money, abundance, financial gain, prosperity. It's also the heart chakra. So it's doing things that you love that makes you feel fulfilled. That's why I use the green candle, okay? For those of you guys who are curious. But if you don't have a green candle and you want to use a white candle, that is okay too. But remember, colors represents, they're like very symbolic. Okay, so that's why I use the green candle, because green, money, prosperity, abundance is a job. It's bringing in income. I wanted the green candle. And you guys, they sell these candles at the Dollar Tree. So I'm pretty sure I bought this candle, if not a metaphysical shop, probably at a Dollar Tree for $1. So you guys can get your 7-day candles from the Dollar Tree. They have black candles, red candles, white candles, 7-day candles at the Dollar Tree. Pro tip. So yeah, it was the day before he messaged me. I wrote this petition, and you guys, I had been keeping this candle burning all weekend long in my bathtub because I didn't want it to burn the house down, but I also didn't want to blow out the candle, right? So another pro tip when it comes to like magic intention setting with your candles, you want to leave your candle burning for as long as you possibly can with the original flame. Now, this is not always going to happen, and maybe one day we'll do a video talking about what the different candle flames mean. What does it mean when you have black smoke on your candle? What does it mean when your candle doesn't burn all the way through, or your candle goes out before it's done burning? Like, what do these things mean? Everything is symbolic. What does it mean when I see rings around my candle? Like, all of that is like a language. You can read into all of that if you really wanted to. But again, that's not the purpose of this video. You guys can do your own research about how to read your 7-day candles, or like if your candle goes out before your manifestation, or if your candle goes out without burning all the way down, what does that mean, right? So luckily for me, my candle stayed lit and I didn't have to blow it out at all, because once I light a 7-day candle, I really like to keep a close eye on it and keep it burning for the duration of, you know, if it's 7 days, 5 days, 4 days, I want to keep it lit until it's all the way burned out. So I remember for like the 3 days, three going on 4 days, I had my candle sitting in the bathtub, burning nonstop. I set it in the bathtub on a plate with the petitions underneath it. Like, keep your petitions underneath your candle. But yeah, I left it on the altar. It's just like, you know, in like Hindu culture or like Indian culture, they'll have an altar, or like in Asian cultures, like in China or, you know, Japan, they set like little ancestor altars. It's essentially the same thing, you know, just like keeping the flame going, keeping the fire going. Okay, so yeah, I had a little altar for my my new job opportunity that I wanted. So okay, long story short, the candle finally went all the way down, okay? And I told myself, once the candle's out, there's nothing more I can do. You know, like, if it's meant for me, it is mine. And if it's not meant for me, their rejection is God's protection. But yes, so long story short, the candle flame finally went out. I forgot to mention this, but I did sprinkle cinnamon in my candle as well. Cinnamon is great for attracting abundance and prosperity. It's really great for that. I also sprinkle cinnamon in my wallet, but that's just a side note. But anyway, yes, okay, so the candle finally went out. And when it went out, I said, okay, if this opportunity is not for me, then I don't want it. But if it is for me and if my name is on it, then I want this, God. Like, give it to me, right? And so, something else I have to say when it comes to your manifestations is, if something ever doesn't work out for you, you have to assume that that was for your highest and greatest good. So if I did not get this job, I would have had to assume it's for my highest and greatest good. Like, maybe I would be giving up my freedom and I'd be super miserable. Maybe my coworkers would be terrible and I just wouldn't want to deal with it and I wouldn't want to go to work, or maybe it's just not the right opportunity for me. So anytime that the door gets closed in your face, anytime it's a no, you have to accept it, because you don't know if you would be in a worse off place if you didn't, or if you accepted it. Like, you just don't know. And so that is something that I learned in this entire process, is what is for you has your name on it. It cannot and will not pass you by. But the only way it can pass you by is if you have a negative mindset, or you're projecting negative energy towards the situation or outcome that you want. Okay. So you have to, it's literally such a big energy game. All of this is a huge energy game. Manifestation and getting what you want is a huge energy game. It's how long can I stay in the frequency of what I desire? How long can I match the frequency of what I desire until I get it? Okay. So again, I had already matched the frequency by being in this side of town, living it up in this side of town, enjoying this side of town, blah, blah, blah. And then being given the opportunity to work somewhere where I love this environment so much. I was already energetically aligned to it. But then I had to get my energy right to accept the position, not be afraid to ask for what I wanted, right? Like, really shaking off the fear and trusting that if I received this opportunity, then that means that it was in fact for me. But if I did not receive this opportunity, I would have to acknowledge and face the fact that that was not for me. Okay, you guys? So, yes, long story short, the candle went out. Monday went by, still didn't hear anything from him. On Tuesday, he calls me, right? And he says, hey, sorry, I've been away. I was out of town this weekend. It was a crazy weekend. I did receive your negotiation payback. This is what I think we can do. Let me know if you can accept it. I was so excited to accept the position. I was like, yes! I'll take it. It's mine. In my head, energetically, I had already accepted the position. Like, it was already my job. It was already mine. It was already mine. I had already claimed it. I was like, yes, I so know this is for me. I used to go to the restaurants all the time and spend my money there. Now I'm going to get to go there for free and get paid to shoot content there and eat for free and just live my best life. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. But yes, you guys, so that is how I manifested this new job as a social media marketing coordinator. That is my official title for the group. I am extremely official, okay? Like, it's really exciting. I get to go into these restaurants, these businesses, these establishments, and do what I love, which is shooting content, taking pictures, taking videos. And it really has just been, it's great for me because I already used to do social media for my personal brand, but now I get to do it for a business. And that makes me really happy and excited to get to share my gifts and my talents with other people and be compensated for the work that I know how to do. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this manifestation success story. I hope it sparks some ideas and inspirations about how you can use magic or manifestation to attract the job of your dreams. And remember, if you ever do not get what you desire, their rejection is God's protection. So maybe God is just trying to protect you from the situation. Do not feel like a failure if you do not get the opportunity that you're after, whether it's the house or the car or the job opportunity, whatever it is. You have to trust and believe that things work out and unfold for you exactly how they are meant to. Okay, you must believe that. And that is the moral of the story. I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, as well as subscribe if you're new to my channel, because I try to post consistently on my spirituality channel. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.